Well, well,
Good morning.
good morning. Uh, do either of you guys do the proc switch lab?
No, it seems simple enough.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next lab and walk you guys through it.
Okay.
Before I do that, let me load. I'm going to load the print to Google Drive just in case you guys want to open it up while we're talking.
Yep.
Um, where are you? All right, it's on there. So let me show you what the original design of this lab was supposed to do. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm just going to show you what it is. All right, can you see my screen? Well, hopefully you can see my screen. This is
Yep.
designed to be like a donut conveyor. Remember I told you it was going to make you hungry? Originally, it was designed with two motors. So one motor would be the conveyor, and the other motor would be like the pump that's running the frosting. But we only have one motor, so what we're going to do with it is use one control relay that's like control on or conveyor on or whatever. And then when that control relay energizes, these two sets of contacts change state, right? Which means that CR1 opens, turning the yellow light off, and this one closes, allowing the proc switch to turn on the motor whenever it detects something. So the idea behind this is that you start the process, the conveyor starts turning, so donuts are coming down the line, right? A proc sensor detects the donut, and when it detects the donut, it turns the pump on while the donut's in range, so it dumps frosting on the donut every time it detects a donut. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, and we have an inductive proc sensor, which means our donuts have to be metallic, right? Pretty cool, right? Huh? Huh?
Definitely.
You guys even awake?
Technically speaking, yes.
Technically? All right, well, here we go. I'm going to recommend that we use the two icebergs. These guys. We only need one control relay and we need one motor starter. So go ahead and get started.
Did you say the lab should be up on the shared drive?
Yeah, is it not?
11B, no, it's not. I'll refresh it again, but I don't think.
Oh,
Nope. Just 10B.
my bad.
Can't do my pretty drawings.
There it is. Now it's on there.
I can't download it. All righty.
All right, so I need a wire number 3. No, I need a 1 going into the stop. I already have that. Whoop. 3 going from stop to start. other side of the stop to this start. I went to row 1. So the top of the green push button. So that's done. That's done. And I need a number 3 to go up to normally open of CR1. So here's how I'm going to use the 2 icebergs. And I think it's going to be really funny when you guys graduate the program and you go get this nice, really well-paid job. And you're like, hey, guess what? I just fixed the iceberg relay. And then, like, what the hell's an iceberg relay?
I was just thinking that the other day. Like how
That's how I leave my mark.
common.
That's how I leave my mark. Okay. All right. So what are we doing? Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna go. This is gonna be my CR1, and this is gonna be my motor starter. Okay. So. All right, so my power circuit's all good. So I need a wire number 3 to go to normally open of my CR1. So I'm going to make that pin, is that 9? With a wire number 3. What the hell was that? Hey. So, I'm okay.
All right, any better?
No.
Oh,
Don't keep your distance.
Okay, well, I gotta grab some.
Oh, okay.
We in class?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's
Howdy.
it going?
Good. Going good.
So my wire number 3 went from PB1 to pin 5 on that relay. Follow me?
Yep.
All right. The other side of the start, wire number 4, I need to go
There's a printer.
to, yeah, I can't get it working.
You can't?
Hmm.
Is it-
I got it plugged in, but my computer's not seeing it. I haven't messed with it very much, but okay. So the other side of the start to, I got to go from here all the way up to the control relay. But remember, I'm going to have to hit that green light at the same time. So I'm going to go wire number 4 from the other side of the start up to the green light first, and then over to CR1. I think that's the same way I did it last time.
So when it has the 2 separate CR1s, is that different normally open contacts on the same relay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So how many sets of contacts do we have on each of the icebergs?
4.
4. We could use as many as 4 of them, right?
Gotcha.
So, and that, okay, so look at rung 2. After rung 2, do you see the in parentheses, the 3, 4, and 6?
Yeah.
What do those mean?
Doesn't the underscore on that mean I was just looking at it on the book yesterday, actually. Yep, lost it.
Oh, you got it. You're right there.
The underscore means a specific contact, maybe, or kinda almost.
All right. Yeah. Why do you think they put 346 right next to this coil? Look at rungs 3, 4, and 6.
Because that's what the coil controls.
Oh, okay.
So associated with that coil, CR1, you can find contacts on rungs 3, 4, and 6.
Okay.
We've talked about this, but remember I pulled up that drill station ladder and it showed all those numbers to the right, but remember that ladder diagram's like 120 rungs long?
Yeah.
You might have a control relay on page 1 controlling a contact on page 15, So,
Yeah, so then it tells you what it controls.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why they put that on the right side. But why do you think, look at the contacts associated with that. Why do you think number 6 is underlined?
Normally open and normally closed.
Right. So number 6 is normally, on rung 6, that contact is normally closed.
Okay.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Garrett. I guess I should get back to work now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. Just needed a break.
You feeling a little better?
My throat is still sore.
Wonder why.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said I wonder why.
Yeah. That's fine. The same reason your lips are chapped. But no, thanks for your concern. I don't have a fever anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Shit.
I still don't have the results of the test, though. I wish I knew. But I
Yeah,
debated.
that's a little bit
coming today.
anxiety, but at least you ain't got no fever, thank God. So
Yeah. All right. So what am I doing? Okay, wire number 4. So I'm going into row 3 of this push button up to that green one. I've already got a wire coming up. I want the bottom side of this push button up to the green light. Okay, and then also from the green light, then I need to go over to oil of CR1. So I just did that. And then from here, I'm going to go up to the coil of CR1. Go into pin 13. Hello? This is him. Not bad. How are you? Um, just a second. Hey, sorry about that. So I've been on standby waiting for them to call with the results of my COVID test, and I thought that might be them, but it wasn't. It was somebody else, but I still had to take it since I answered it. So I apologize. All right, what am I doing? Going from, okay, so I went from the green light up to coil pin 13. And I've already got the jumper in place that goes from, so I just did that. I've already got the jumper in place. This guy here goes from pin 13 up to pin 9. So that's the other side of the normally open contact. So my wire number 4s are done. Now the green light is already made up. Control relay 1's coil. The negative side is already tied into negative. All right, so I also need a number 1 going to 1 normally open and another normally closed. So on those control relays, if I remember right, right, so 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all the commons. And then we did 9 and 5 for the first normally open. I'm going to use 12 and 8 for a normally open. And I'm going to use 11 and 3 for a normally closed. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
So I'm going to go 12 and 8 normally open. 11 and 3 is up here on the top for normally closed. So at the common, I need a wire number 1 to go to a normally open common, and a wire number 1 to go to normally closed common. So I'm going to go from an open on the red terminal strip over to 12, and then I'm just going to put a little jumper from 12 to 11. All right, that'll take care of those 2 on runs 4 and 6.
Cool.
So I got number 1 going to there and number 1 going to there. All right, now for the proc switch, I need to go from CR1 normally open the other side, which is going to be 8, pin 8, to the input of the procs. So what is the input of the procs?
Brown, maybe?
Remember what it was from yesterday?
I have the diagram pulled up and it looks like it's brown. Either brown or blue.
Okay, what is blue? There should be
Blue's negative, right?
blue's negative.
I'm pretty sure. Let me
Okay,
look again. Yeah, blue is negative.
blue's negative. Brown is positive, and the
Then
black
black
is like
is zero.
signal wire. Makes sense to me.
Yep.
So brown is going to be the input. So when CR1 changes state, it's going to power up that proc. I need to go from pin 8, normally open, over to the brown of the procs. If that doesn't make sense, make sure you let me know.
So what's supposed to happen? I have the proc switch set up. My yellow and red light are on. I press the button. The yellow light turns off, the green light turns on, but the red light stays on.
Tell me again what happens. You push the green button, the green light
Push the
comes
green
on.
button. Yep, green light comes on, yellow light turns off, red light always stays on unless I put metal in front of the switch.
And the motor, right?
I don't have the motor hooked up, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what should happen. So you press the green light or green button. The green light should turn on. The yellow light should turn off.
Yep.
The red
The
light
red
should
light
turn
stays
on.
on all the time.
And then you put something metal in front of the procs. The red light should turn off, and the motor should start running.
Okay.
No, and the motor should stop running.
Yeah.
So basically, the
Yeah,
red
so the
light
motor's
is
already on.
telling you whenever the frosting is being put on, right?
I got you. All right. Everything's making sense.
All right, so that was wire number 5. The output of the procs, which is going to be the black wire. By the way, this symbol for this procs is wrong because it's a normally closed proc switch. But anyway, so the black wire coming out of the procs, I need to go to the coil of the motor starter and the red light. I'm going to go over to my red light. I'm going to go over to the black. also, from the black, I'm going to go over to the coil of the motor starter. So that takes care of that, that, and that. The red lights 2 is already done. The motor starter coil right here is already tied into negative. So that's done. Then I just need to go from this normally closed, so that's pin number 3, I believe, to my yellow light. Do I already have-
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just leave it unmuted.
That looks like crap, but so I went from pin 3 over to the yellow light. So when I turn this thing on, I hit start. The green light should turn on. The yellow light should turn off. I'm gonna plug this thing back in. You can see the yellow light's on already. So when I hit that green button, the green light should turn on. The yellow light should turn off. The red light should turn on. And the motor should start running because this is actually normally closed. So when this changes state to close, it should turn everything on. Right? So now my red light's on, my green light's on. And when I put something metal in front of the proc switch, the motor should stop running and the red light should turn off. Right? So that's what it should look like. The weird thing is, I didn't tie in the negative from the proc switch. It's still working. Huh. Ain't that fancy? I'll do it anyway, just proper. But that's what your lab should look like. Okie dokie.
Yes, sir.
Got her good.
Get her whooped?
It's all good. Got it to work.
All right. Any questions before we part ways?
Nope. So far, so good.
All right. Just remember, I think we have homework due tomorrow.
Yeah, both of them, right? The VFD and yeah. All right. Yep. I'll get it turned in.
All right. You guys have a good rest of your day.
All right. You too, Zach.
See ya.
Later.
See ya.
See you, Garrett.